Alright guys, TacticalRobo back again today. Hope you're enjoying your Sunday so far, and today we're going to talk about some Rostermania rumours once again. 2 days ago we talked about RCTs to FaZe, we talked about a lot of Rostermania rumours over the last few days, of course. Dashy to the Huntsman, RCTs to Atlanta FaZe, Priester to the OpTic Gaming Los Angeles, and the big question has been, where will Clayster go? World champion, now 3-time world champion on the Dallas Empire, dropped off that squad just a few days ago, just 2 days after winning the world championship last weekend. He is looking for his next opportunity. It looks like that will be New York based on my understanding at the present time. Few other rumours to discuss today, but Clayster to New York is the big one, and it does kind of make sense for a number of different reasons, but the team that he's actually going to be forming over there is maybe not what some people might expect on first expectations. Like if you guys enjoyed the video, subscribe if you are new. As always, loads more Rostermania content coming out over the next few days, so the subscribe button is free and helps you not miss any of that. Let's get into things. Clayster tweets this out yesterday. The past week has most definitely been very interesting, and just before we get into the Clayster stuff, just to go quickly over the Scraps and Waskin London situation, which I'm very unsure what is going on right now with the London squad. But Scrap says, so then, who wants to team? Waskin, of course, replying him, you're with me, looking for two. What are you on about? Waskin says, woke up to some of the best news I've ever received. Nowhere yet, bro, says, says Waskin. So don't know if he means like nothing is solidified there, or whether he means like I'm not actually leaving London or something. It seems like he's definitely, saying that he is a free agent though, because he's done a couple of tweets now implying that over the last few days. Phantoms also says, on September the 14th, I will be an unrestricted free agent from the Paris Legion, of course. So once again, they're downsizing their roster to some degree because they can with the 4v4 situation. Phantoms was a pretty solid player, to be honest, throughout the Black Ops 4 season on the Evil Geniuses lineup. Never got his opportunity at the Paris Legion. Similar thing really that we talked about with the Toronto Ultra squad yesterday. That completely gutted their entire team, to be honest. Let's then talk about Clayster and what could be going on with the New York Subliners squad. When we talked about Clay, there were some potential options on the table. Supposedly he was looking to play with Sypien and Beezy over at the Atlanta FaZe. There was also talks about the London Royal Ravens, of course, and he was linked to that squad a while ago. Maybe he wants to play with young talent like Dylan CoD, for example. However, Clayster, of course, is great at building up young talent, as he's shown on a number of teams over the years. Makes sense that he wants to go to a roster where young talent is there for him to potentially develop, and one of those rosters was the New York Subliners. And the New York Subliners immediately made a lot of sense when you consider this, even before this was rumoured behind the scenes, as that's what I'm talking about today. I wouldn't talk about this stuff if I didn't believe there was a good chance this does indeed happen. However, of course, it is rumours, things can change. Today is September the 6th. Today, the free agency period ends for organisations wanting to extend their players on the 1+1 contracts. So by the end of the today, players will know by guaranteed fact if they are going to be continuing on that roster for the next season. However, September the 14th is when the actual roster signing period begins for next season. So it's an entire week until these teams can actually put pen to paper and get these guys on the roster for the 2021 season, which means things could change, people's perceptions could change, like, organizational contract issues could get in the way. It's not out of the question. It's happened before. It may happen this season, but as of right now, this is what it's looking like. So of course, Mac was such a fantastic player for this team throughout the Modern Warfare season. Temp, as he talked about in yesterday's video, was saying that, he's a free agent, gone to the bench. He's not getting too many offers, but then he got one kind of, as we talked about at the end of the video, so he's like a former player for this squad as it is right now. Mac still on the starting lineup, Zuma still on the starting lineup, and then of course the rest of the guys being Accuracy and Attach. Now if you bring Clayster into this team, on the surface it makes a lot of sense, right? Playing with Zuma that they've done in the past, playing with Mac that of course, great up and coming young talent, Clayster could definitely slot in here nicely, and it would make sense that Accuracy was the one to step out and go elsewhere as the main assault rifle, and Clay would come in as in theory a superior Mania who's won world championships and has maybe a better ability to develop young talent, you could say. And then of course you would keep Attach, right? Would make sense. Duo with Clayster for a long time, as we will look at here. Duo with Zuma for a long time. Attach kind of seems kind of synonymous with that New York brand to some degree, but well, it doesn't look like that's the case right now. It may be the case for sure, but to my understanding, it's more like a team of three. Clay, Zuma, and Mac are the solidified team of three on the New York Subliners for next season, and it is right now. All could change, of course, but then Attach obviously makes sense as the fourth, right? You would imagine Attach would stay on the team as the fourth player. Makes sense in terms of roles. Clay as the main AR, Mac, Zuma, and then Attach can kind of play a flex, I suppose. That would work, and obviously, as we said, duos for a long time with these guys. However, it doesn't necessarily look like that's the case. Just to explain this storyline real quick, Attach and Clayster have been a duo for a very long time. You look at the Advanced Warfare days, they won the World Championship on Denial with this team, then they played all through Black Ops 3, all through Infinite Warfare as a duo. So the fact that Clayster would come in and Attach would not be on the squad anymore does, you know, beg the question, right? But to my understanding, that is not the current plan for this squad. I'm not sure who they're getting as a fourth. I have no idea what direction they will go to, but it doesn't seem right now that Attach is that guy. Maybe they bring him back, but I think Attach even may have said on stream yesterday that he's looking like, you know, currently is a full-time content creator and stuff like that. Didn't hear any clips about this, but maybe he was hinting at that. And well, what it might look like right now is Accuracy and Attach are actually going to go as a duo to another team. We'll talk about where that might be in a second here. So strange to me. Clayster to this team definitely makes a lot of sense. The fact that Attach may no longer be here is, well, you know, a question mark. Maybe he will find his way back onto that team after all. Let's look through these rosters then. So Draft Buff put together like this Rostermania thing. You can go in and fill in what your teams will look like. I filled in here the FaZe squad, the Huntsman squad, the Dallas Empire squad that is rumored right now, and also the OpTic Gaming Los Angeles squad. So let's have a look at what Subliners could look like for this coming season. So Mac on the team, of course, makes a lot of sense. You know, Accuracy is no longer going to be here. Attach supposedly is no longer be here. Let's get in Clayster here, hit the plus button. You can see it comes up on the left-hand side, and then we're going to get in Zoomer, of course. So I believe this is the core three on the Subliners as it stands right now, looking for a fourth. The fourth, you know, is very up in the air, right? Attach definitely makes sense as the fourth player, but it doesn't necessarily look like that's going to be the case. Rumor has it that Attach and Accuracy are going to be a team of two, potentially going to the Los Angeles Grillers, and the New York Subliners core three is the only thing that I'm relatively certain of. The other couple of rumors that we're going to discuss over the next couple of minutes here, I'm not sure if this is actually the case. I haven't had them like certified or anything like that, but it may be that Attach and Accuracy, well actually we can see him right here, go on to the Los Angeles Grillers. You've then got to consider if you're LAG, who do you keep, right? You're seeing New York Subliners keep Mac, you're seeing Florida probably keep Awakening. Do you keep a guy like Vivid on the squad? That's definitely possible, and then you try and get in, I suppose, another SMG and have Attach play flex. John also may be an option for next season as we've talked about, but no guarantees by any means with the Los Angeles Grillers squad. So before we finish the video, wanted to talk about what might happen with the Seattle Surge, because Seattle Surge tweeted this out yesterday. Season 2 6-foot roll call, the human turret is back. So Octane confirmed back onto the starting lineup, and who might he potentially team with for next season? Would be pretty tragic if 2 seasons in a row he kind of gets his pick of the bunch, I suppose, even though he did talk about quite recently in a Reddit thread, and maybe we'll go through this in another video, that he had the possibility to actually team with Hugh Killy Shotzi. I think last year it was even a possibility that he was getting offered onto the Dallas Empire and could have made that squad work, but it wasn't really you know, too trusting in their respawn abilities. Instead he forms a squad or gets onto a squad, and it wasn't the ideal squad. Like, he was a team of two with Arcetes for a time, and then he got the offer from the Huntsman, so didn't really work out for Octane. But yeah, it would be pretty tragic if he gets that opportunity at the start of the Modern Warfare season to potentially team with those fantastic players, and well, all of a sudden now, yeah, we're back here at square one, I suppose. This team may be decent though, so rumor has it right now, not confirmed by any means, the Gunless Pristini as a duo may be teaming up with Octane on this squad. Gunless tweets this out, haven't felt this good in so long, it is refreshing. Gunless tweets this out as well the other day. Joey Nubsy, of course, the coach on the Seattle Surge, replies to this one, and Pristini comes back in response to this as well. I know a couple of you were pointing out that Pristini and Gunless don't get on, but I just wanted to share a quick clip from the Eavesdrop podcast a while ago with Gunless, talking about how, yes, he did bench himself off that United team back in the Infinite Warfare days, and that didn't make Pristini very happy at all, but nowadays they certainly do get on.
I've apologized to Alec and Preston a lot. Like, I'm surprised they're honestly still friends with me to this day over that situation, because I consider Preston and Alec like family, more family than my own family.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're always there for me, and I can always talk to them and try to be myself.
So as it stands right now, let's fill in that squad if this does indeed be the case. Far from guaranteed, of course. This stuff is all rumored. As I said, it's going to be in at least another week until we actually get some confirmations of these rosters. But Gunless, Octane, Pristini looks decent on paper. The fourth is a big question mark, to be honest. It could possibly be Looney. I don't think that's out of the question. Played with Gunless, of course, in the past on the Rise Nation squad. Tweeted this similar gif out to what Gunless was tweeting the other day as well. So that's not out of the question. I'll just put that in and, I'll just put that in and see if like that looks good on paper here, I suppose. Maybe it does, yeah, but maybe this squad isn't quite what it could be compared to the likes of what Atlanta FaZe and some of the other guys are putting together here. But it's no doubt that these rosters next season are going to be absolutely stacked. So certainly do stay tuned over the coming days for how this develops. Just to finish off the video with this clip that Urslo pointed out to me this morning, Frosty not staying with the Florida Mutineers. Definitely a possibility, right? I mean, Frosty wasn't the greatest player on their team throughout the Modern Warfare season, of course, and you've got guys like Awakening, guys like Skies that you probably want to keep, and other players knocking on the door, I am sure. So definitely possible that Frosty will not be on this team going forwards. I'll finish off the video with this clip as well. Like if you guys enjoyed the video, subscribe if you are new as always. Key takeaway today, Clayster will most likely be joining the New York Subliners, to my understanding, alongside Zuma and Mac. The fourth, as of yet, undecided. Attach would make a lot of sense, but for some reason that doesn't necessarily seem to be the case. We'll have to see how things develop over coming days. Thanks for watching as always, and I will see you next time.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I'm sure we'll
Staying on FLA? I mean, probably not, but we'll see.
We'll
see what happens.
A player's head in these tight moments. We're going to throw it back.